Welcome to Arcade Audio.
Germs, welcome to Dilettante. I'm Johnny.
I'm Spencer.
Here on Dilettante, we go on Wikipedia.
We click random article.
And we talk about it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. I forgot to mention this last time we recorded. Recently, I saw a concert.
You did see a concert.
And it was a concert performed by the late, great
Don't say that.
Sir Paul McCartney.
You never know what will happen in between this and when it gets released.
Oh, fuck. Could you imagine?
If you made Sir Paul McCartney die.
It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. That's it. I don't even know what to say.
Greater than the birth of your child.
Yeah. It was unreal.
I couldn't even imagine. Like, I believe you. I believe I would say the same thing if I had seen it, but I just can't.
And, Jessica is not super into the Beatles or Wings. And I mean, she's like, oh, yeah, they're good, whatever. Mm-hmm. But she's not into them,
Sure. And
after the concert, even she was like, holy shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Because she could just feel the energy, man. Like,
it was wild. And
it had to have been a stadium of, like, maniacs, right? Just like, I can't believe we're doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
As soon as he walked out, before he even... well, first of all, no opener, because how the fuck do you open for Paul McCartney? Second of all, motherfucker played for 3 straight hours.
That's insane.
It was unreal.
And like, how often do you think he performs like that? Like every other night? Like
every night.
Every night.
As soon as he walks out, before he even...
I can't even watch 3 hours of Netflix, dude, before I'm like, this sucks. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Imagine doing 3 hours of this.
No. That's why it's a 22-minute damn podcast, is because, like, yeah, we can't do it.
He walks out, doesn't even play... let me pull up the set list, but I believe he opened with A Hard Day's Night.
God, that's perfect. Just like that one chord.
Yeah, hold on.
Man, I bet he could just, like, wail on that one chord, let it just reverb through the stadium for, like, 5 fucking minutes while everyone loses their mind, you know?
Everyone just dies. Yeah, Hard Day's Night. So before he even does that, I just start crying. It was
I don't even blame you. It was like when we saw Star Wars Episode 7 in theaters.
I cried as soon as the
long time
crawl.
Ago. Like, yeah. Oh, right there with you, dude. Like, I'm tearing up just thinking about it. God.
So then he plays lots of Beatles stuff, lots of Wing stuff, lots of Beatles stuff. So the whole concert, I'm just alternating between just mouth agape, totally like, how is this even happening right now? Right. And then just crying. And then he ends the show with Hey Jude, and everyone was singing along. And,
of course,
it was great.
Lighters everywhere.
And then the encore, he comes out. I don't remember what the encore started with, but I know the last. Did I tell you about this at all?
Yeah, you said for the encore he just did the entire Blue album from Weezer, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. My name is Jonas. The end of the encore he started with Golden Slumbers, and as soon as he played that, I was like, oh shit, I know where this is going. And he just played the rest of Abbey Road and ended with The End.
Man.
And I don't know, I cried a lot like during that whole time. And I think Jessica felt like kind of weird because I was crying like so much and she just didn't know what to do.
Openly sobbing, like,
but I was like
blowing your nose on the bottom of your t-shirt.
I couldn't even. I took a video of it too.
Okay, cool.
Oh my God, it was.
How often do you think Paul McCartney ends with that exact encore? And every time before he gets back on stage, he goes, just listen for all the bonus. Like, he must really get a kick out of it, right? Like,
I mean, apparently his set is pretty much the same.
I mean, when you have perfection, how do you change it, right? Like, maybe you don't feel one song one night, so you play like Hey Bulldog instead.
Dude, I would love to see Hey Bulldog. Except I think that was John.
Probably. I don't know.
I think so. I like that song a lot, and that was a song that they were contractually obligated to write. Yeah, but it's still very fun.
That's how good the Beatles are, man.
For real.
Yeah.
But I tell you, the fucking craziest song that I've ever seen performed live, Live and Let Die.
Man, that's awesome.
It was out of control. The pyrotechnics were bonkers. It was crazy.
Did they? Man, they should have got all the James Bonds out there, like on stage, like doing,
Axl
like
Rose. Guns N' Roses has a cover of "Living
No,
Like
I
That"
know,
that
I
is not good.
It's not great, but it's still kind of funny here on the radio. Like, oh, okay, I'll take this. I guess
Better than nothing.
right. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it was the best night of my life. It was
that's awesome.
unbelievable, and when he comes again, if he comes again, I will pay a lot of money to get closer.
How far away were you? Like,
So there was like the main front.
is it like a baseball stadium kind of a thing, or
An amphitheater.
okay?
So there's like the front pack, and then there's like an aisle, and I was in the front row right after that aisle.
Oh,
so
okay.
we had
That's
pretty good seats.
close, yeah.
We were not able to get seats together, so Jessica was one row behind me and 3 seats over. But
Whatever, take it.
but then the people next to me left during the encore, which is like, what the fuck are you doing? So she was
able to beat the crowd.
She was able to hop up front.
It's a
which was
living
cool.
fucking legend. Got to beat the crowd. Like, where do you gotta go? Like, Golden Buffet, Golden Corral Buffet's closing. Thanks for the memories, Sir Paul.
I can't. I don't know. I don't know.
There's so little that would drag me away from that. Like,
What even? Oh wow. I can't even
would have to
come
be
up
like-
with a thing.
like, hey, person who parked in and then said whatever parking spot I'm parked in. If you get to your car in the next 15 minutes, we'll give you $1 billion. I'd be like, okay, I could probably miss, in the end. But yeah, realistically, nothing.
Oh my god! And yeah, he ended the whole fucking concert saying, "In the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make." Done. It was unreal.
Man.
It was unreal.
Boy, if we all listen to the Beatles, where the world will be in a better place.
Do you want to get an article?
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. It was so good.
Imagine all the people.
Yeah, he played that. That'd be funny.
That would be really funny.
He did
And
play.
but if he did it, began it by saying like, "This is the best song I ever wrote." Like, didn't even allude to.
He did play Something, which is a George song.
Oh, cool.
But it was like sort of a tribute.
Yeah,
and
totally.
he was like, a lot of people don't know this, but George, which I'm sure these stories are like perfected down to the word. Like,
totally.
But he was like, a lot of people don't know this, but George used to play the ukulele, and he brought out a ukulele, and he started something on the ukulele.
That's
It was just
fun.
him on the uke, and he was like, this is for George. He was like a dear friend, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like one of my favorite songs that he wrote, or whatever. And then like halfway through, the whole band just came in.
Like right on cue. Like,
Yeah, it
that's
was-
so cool.
It was unreal. Oh my god.
I'm just picturing like somebody in the audience, like leaning over to their girlfriend when he like, this is from my buddy George, like leaning over to their girlfriend, being like, "Boy, this George guy must have meant a lot to him." Like, I wonder who he is. Do you think it's his stepdad?
Oh god. Anyway, here's an article. What if the article's Paul McCartney?
I'd be the best.
No,
That's Ringo.
that'd be funny.
Yeah.
John von Neumann.
Okay.
John von Neumann was. Oh wait, hold on. He's Hungarian. Neumann Janos Lajos. Okay, December 28th,
means Big
1903
John.
to February 8th, 1957. Was a Hungarian-American mathematician, physicist, inventor, computer scientist, and polymath. I don't know what that means.
Polymath would imply the rest of it. That's a silly thing to say. It's basically saying like Renaissance man.
Oh.
It's like, yeah, I get it.
He made major contributions to a number of fields, including mathematics, foundations of mathematics, functional analysis, ergodic theory, representation theory, operator algebras, geometry, topology, and numerical analysis, physics, quantum mechanics, hydrodynamics, and quantum statistical mechanics,
Wait.
economics,
No.
game theory, computing, von Neumann architecture, okay,
What a cocky asshole.
linear programming, self-replicating machines,
What?
stochastic computing, and statistics.
How are you just going to bury self-replicating machines in the middle of all that? Like, we didn't notice.
Generally regarded as the foremost mathematician of his time, and probably the last representative of great mathematicians,
Wow.
like Euler, Gauss, Poincaré, or Hilbert, was a pioneer of the application of operator theory to quantum mechanics, in the development of functional analysis, and a key figure in the development of game theory and the concepts of cellular automata. the universal constructor, and the digital computer. He published over 150 papers in his life, about 60 in pure mathematics, 20 in physics, and 60 in applied mathematics, the remainder being on special mathematical subjects or non-mathematical ones. Dogs. His last work, an unfinished manuscript written while in the hospital, was later published in book form as The Computer and the Brain. Most of that means nothing to me.
It sounds like
I know what a hospital is.
His last book, unfinished, while written in the hospital, was entitled, "Please Help Me, They Won't Let Me Out." It sounds like a real smart guy, huh?
What do you know about math?
Oh, I know a handful of things.
Could you?
I would say about math, I know 2 things: how to add, how to subtract, and how many numbers there are. That's a fun little goof. You ever hear that joke? There are 2 kinds of people: those who can infer.
Fuck. That's very good.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of good Spencer's Gifts T-shirts rattling around up here in my brain.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot. I can do or maybe not can. I used to be able to do up to like pre-calc sort of stuff.
I used to
which isn't really that much in this grand scheme of things, huh?
What is the kind of math that I used to take?
For dummies? Trigonometry.
No, higher.
I got nothing. Long division. Higher than calculus? Like Diffie-Q?
Calculus is what it is.
I literally just said pre-calc and you couldn't extrapolate from there, huh?
Did you say pre-calc?
I did say pre-calc.
No, you said algebra or something. Did you say pre-calc?
Yeah. My
Holy
friend,
shit.
Yeah.
No, it was calculus.
Yeah, I was enrolled in calculus in my freshman year of college, and I didn't pay attention enough, apparently, and I got very confused.
Could you integrate a formula? Is that what it's called? Where there's the sigma in front of it?
Yeah, I can picture that shape. But
F of X?
These are all terms I remember having.
Tangents?
Yeah, when we started getting into trigonometry, I sort of like started losing my grasp on it. And I think it's just because I didn't study enough.
I took trigonometry before calculus.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Oh.
But that was always my
that was your...
That was my sticking point.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Which I think was honestly just on me for just not studying. I think I could have done it.
But did you need to?
Well, that's the thing. That's why I didn't do it, because it was like, well, 11th grade, 12th grade, I can kind of just skirt by.
Yeah, you're doing okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't
you
really
ain't using math.
That's for sure.
Yeah, math sucks. And I hate to say it, because, we need it or whatever, but I hate it. It's so hard.
I mean, it's pretty crazy how, like, if you just have the right math, you can just go do things like launch a satellite to Mars.
The weirdest thing, I read this somewhere and I was like, holy shit, we're constantly doing math and not realizing. Like when
you throw a ball.
Or when you catch a ball.
Yeah.
It's like you are able to predict
where
it's going to land. That's all math. You just don't know the...
You're not... Yeah.
It's like you can speak a language, but you can't write it.
Sure.
Yeah. As soon as I found that out, I was like, holy shit, that's like crazy.
It's really crazy. Yeah.
We are just able to like do that.
Mm-hmm.
No one has to teach you like, this is where the ball's going to be. It's just like, oh, fuck, that's where the ball's going to be. Duh.
Well, I think you learn through trial and error, because like when you're a kid, you can't catch shit. But
I think that's more like motor skills and just being like a dumb kid. You know, like
muscles you just don't have the muscles to do.
You don't know how to control your body.
Yeah, no, totally right.
But yeah. Meanwhile, I can't. When was the last time you like?
Well, the last time I tried to catch a ball.
Oh, well, that's not as good.
Well, do you remember being this last Michigan trip we just took?
Yeah, you could not catch a ball.
I was like at best a 50-50 shot. I brought my.
You're being generous.
I think
I won't call you out on it, but
well, I'm cutting out the chunk of the first like 40 tosses where I literally caught nothing, trying to figure out what was wrong with me.
And then I was catching with my left hand,
right? Because I have a left-hander's mitt.
Or I guess I was catching with my right hand, and I'm supposed to catch with my left hand.
Yes.
So I was catching with my bad hand.
Right.
And
yours, every single one you were able to
doing
catch.
very well.
I have no idea what happened.
I don't know why I was doing so well, because I'm not a sporty spice.
Right. Well,
I'm a posh spice.
Are you a posh spice? I would call you a baby spice.
No, I'm not a baby spice.
You think you're a posh spice?
If anything, I'm certainly not a sporty spice.
No.
I'm not a scary spice.
No, definitely not. You're not ginger spice. So yeah, I guess it's turning down. Yeah, it breaks down to one of the two. What would I be?
You're a baby spice.
I'm a baby spice. I might be a baby spice. I could be a scary spice too, though.
Yeah, you might be scary spice.
Yeah, I might be. Yeah, I don't know. That's one. Like speaking about, like, isn't it weird how people can get good at things if they just keep doing them?
Yeah.
What is that? How does that? What does that function?
Practice.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Isn't that weird? Like we just do things more often, your brain just gets better at doing things. Like,
well, I mean, I can remember taking the SATs,
Mhm.
and they were like, if you don't get the score you want the first time, but you're close, just take it again.
sure.
And I did that, and I did better enough
I believe
that
I
I
did
got where I wanted.
I believe I did the same thing.
I didn't study anymore.
Same.
I just did it and got 50 points higher.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I keep thinking about, like, whenever I'm like trying to learn this stupid Japanese language, which is hard. I'm like, literally, babies do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so like you could, like, when you really think back to like almost anything, it's like, well, at some point, someone didn't know how to do this and they figured it out, and
someone didn't know. Someone made up Japanese.
yeah, isn't that fucking wild? I try to think of that shit all the time, like with anything, like who was the first person to like sew a shirt, like that kind of stuff, like pretty crazy stuff.
I think about like baking bread.
There's a lot of
baking
steps involved there.
Baking
Huh?
a cake or something. Like, I mean,
Some crazy trial and error.
yeah.
It had to have been like one step at a time, right? Like eventually, like the first thing was probably just like bread, right? They figured out how bread worked somehow.
Yeah, but how? Like
The
that's
yeasty part, yeah.
that's already a step. I mean, the first thing is probably like
Flour.
tortilla,
Yeah,
or
right.
some sort of unleavened bread.
Grinding the flour up, putting it into water, and drinking it.
Maybe a little less water. Chewing it.
Yeah, making like a paste out of it.
Oh, it's hot out. Well, we got to run inside.
Yeah, my bread got all, my goo got all crusty. Oh, it's actually better.
Crusty goo.
Yeah, crusty. I like this crusty goo. This crusty goo pack's better. Yeah, and then where the fuck did yeast come from? Like,
Oh, there's mold in my crusty goo, but it's better.
it's lighter and fluffier. Like, well, it still tastes like shit. Well, what if we put some of this? I accidentally left some of my cow's milk. I accidentally left it outside, and it turned into. No, how does this work? How do you make butter?
I accidentally left my cow outside, and it peed on my crusty goop,
Yeah, right.
and it's not right, but it's close.
right. Yeah. It's turning is more flavorful. Yeah. And then eventually we get cake some fucking how. It's crazy. Just
And the
little by
thing is,
little.
if we had never had cake baking at all, but we had all of the other knowledge that we have now, someone could easily be like, "Oh, well, this is a chemical process,
Right.
cake."
Kind
But,
of like this math thing where it's like, well, we just do enough math to this bread, and you
Yeah.
can make cake.
But they did it before that math existed,
Right,
and they were
right.
just like,
It's trial and error for like 100,000 years.
cake, yeah.
Well, that's probably everything, right? Like, imagine like 100,000 years from now, and people are like, "You mean they couldn't just travel through time?"
Imagine being the dude who like
Put all the cake pieces together for the first time.
no
Better.
you got so close to cake,
Oh god.
but you die. Like you make the last thing before someone else makes cake.
Sure.
And you're like, this is so close, but it ain't cake. And then you die.
God,
And then the next dude comes along and makes cake.
And he's like, "Oh, you just put icing on it." Like,
That's it.
well, it's so dry, this cake. Yeah. You just change it from chocolate to confetti.
Oh my god. He didn't put icing on it. He just like dumped chocolate milk on it. It's like, no, it's real close, but it's too wet.
Yeah. Well, I'll call it a day for now. I'll go to sleep, and dies in his sleep. Like, god damn it. Like his chalkboard just says like icing, like question mark circled, like
Thick milk?
yeah, thick milk maybe. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's on the shoulders of the giants, everything. Yeah, I mean everything is like that eventually at some point, right?
Mhm.
Like if we were to travel to Mars, like someone later is gonna be like, well, yeah, just do the math, like
Just
all
get to
the
Mars.
pieces were there, you just didn't
Yeah.
see it,
That's kind of weird. Like,
You know,
that's weird to think about. We have the potential to do anything, but we just don't have the math for it.
Yeah.
Which feels like a very like
Reductive.
hippy dippy,
Yeah.
reductive way to say it. Like, yeah, or just like two dudes high in their basement. Like,
Right.
We just don't have the math. But we don't.
I mean, it's there. It's there for the taking. We just haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
You know that the speaking of Mars, speaking of cake, the little Mars robot guy that's up there right now.
It's his birthday?
I don't know if it was just his birthday. I think it was just his birthday. And every year on his birthday, he sings himself the happy birthday song.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yep.
Also, they took time to
program in
that happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's so sad, though.
Isn't
just
that...
up there all alone. They didn't program it very well.
Yeah. And it's just like, maybe at some point a friend will join him and the friend will sing with him. Maybe they programmed it so that he's singing like the harmony or whatever, so it sounds weird. And then when they get the second robot up there, he sings the melody, and all of a sudden together.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like when you put a bunch of Furbies together.
Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah, those Furbies had a. Can an American Furby learn how to speak Japanese? No, right? Probably not.
Are there?
I don't know.
Are there non-English Furbies?
I don't know.
There have to be.
There would have to be, right? I think about that with dogs sometimes. Like dogs in Japan, like learn how to say like
growl growl.
Like if you said sit in American to a dog who knew that command, they would sit. But in Japanese, it'd be another word, and they would do the same thing. Like,
but you couldn't go to a Japanese dog and say sit. It would be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah,
because dogs don't have the math.
Smell you later.
What's with all these Jurassic Parks?
Thank you for playing Arcade Audio. Play more at arcadeaudio.net.